Welcome back everyone, it's MeiaSoQuick, and in today's video I'm going to be drawing some realistic lips, or at least attempting to. So I'm starting off with getting out my Derwent graphic pencils. You don't need many. So here you can see I'll be using a B pencil, a 3B, a 5B, and if you have a 9B, I'd recommend it because you're going to need something darker. I wound up using a black color pencil because that's all I had. I also have an eraser, and I'm using this Canson mixed media paper. So the first thing that I did off camera is I roughly sketched out the shape of my lips. And you can see me just going in with like a regular 2B pencil and then darkening up my sketch a little bit because, well, I could barely see it. When you're doing something realistic, I suggest you use a reference. So now I'm going in with my B graphite pencil, and I'm just going to go ahead and shade in the upper and the bottom lips. So as I was saying, it's best to use a reference. I found a reference online, and I just use that as a way, so that way I can kind of just see the colors. I mean, everything's in black and white, but just the depth of the tone and even from the lines and the shape, using a reference was really helpful. Now, I don't have a blender or a blending stump or anything like that, so I'm literally just taking some tissue paper and I place that over my finger and I just go around and I blend. Now I'm taking the 3B pencil and I'm going to apply another layer over the base layer. So I'm just going to shade once again all around it. Now, in hindsight, I can say that I guess I was nervous, so I was really light-handed with this, but I mean, you do want like a deeper shade. Otherwise, you'll be going back and trying to add in. So once I got a base layer, you see me trying to darken up some of the areas that I see, and these are just the shadows that I could see in my reference. So it's darker at the corners of the mouth and at the top of the bottom lip, and then once again I'm taking my tissue paper and I'm just going around the image and blending it out. Next, I'm grabbing the 5B pencil and I've slid another sheet of paper under my hand because I don't want to smudge. You know, your hands hold a lot of oils and the pencil is dusty, so you want to protect your work. So with this pencil, I'm just going in and I'm deepening up that line right above the teeth, and then I'm going to bring it up, not covering the whole mouth, but just where these deeper shadows are. And when you're doing this, I'd say the best way is to try to lay your pencil as flat against the paper as possible, and that'll allow you a better, easier way to shade than if you were just trying to use the tip and the point. And you might also have to sharpen your pencils frequently. So as you can see, I'm just going deeper in the places where I see shadows. So in the center of the lip and at the tip of the cupid's bow, and again trying to deepen up the corner of the bottom lip. these different layers of shading, it's really what's going to help it, seem more realistic and not so flat. Because if you just did that base layer and left it at that, it'll look like the shape of lips, but it will look cartoony. It will not look like a real person's lip. So you just got to know that it's going to take time, and you're going to go, layer by layer, light-handed, so that way you don't bend back the tooth of the paper too much to where if you try to layer on top anymore, it won't take anymore. So now what I'm doing is I'm going in, you'll see, and I'm just doing some shading of these lines, as smooth as our lips are. We have a lot of cracks, and in this reference photo there was a lot of cracks. She definitely could have used some lip gloss. All right, so I'm going in, and then after I do those up and down lines from the top and the bottom, I'm then going in with doing some random like squiggly lines in perpendicular directions, and then I'll take my eraser. Now if you have a thinner one, it's probably better, but I'm just using the edge of this square eraser, and I'm going to kind of erase in some highlights just on the side of those lines that I created. And then after that, I'm going in with a white gel pen, and I'm just trying to even make some more of those highlights just pop. These are just some little, I'm just really making little dots and lines in different places. It was really no method to this madness. And then so that's one side, and then I'm just pretty much doing the exact same thing on the other side, adding a little bit more shading in on those lines to get it a little deeper. You're gonna see me do that over and over again because, as I said, I was kind of nervous, so I went really light-handed with it, and then I went back and just layered on top and layered on top. So once again, there's me using my eraser, and then because I'm using a tissue, my blending kind of can get a little beyond, so you'll see where I just grabbed my eraser and I just cleaned up the outline of where it blended a little further away. So those same steps I did on the bottom lip, I'm now taking it and doing it on the top lip and steadily trying to deepen up. And now you can see where I grabbed a dark color pencil because I didn't have anything deeper than really a 5B pencil, a 6B pencil, and I really needed something like 9, 10, 11, 12 if you got it. So this is a black color pencil. Clearly I can't erase, but at this step I'm not really trying to anyway. So I'm going in and I'm deepening up those cracks as well as some shadows so I get a little more depth. Now at this point you want to be careful that you do not over blend because that's going to take away the realism look. So just be patient. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend because you should have for the most part done all of your blending on your base layers. Because I didn't make it deep enough, realized that I had to blend a little bit more since I was adding so much more on top. But in general, if you do it right the first time, you don't have to go back and do it 5, 6 more times. So I really like using this eraser because the highlights just pop and they look so natural. A gel pen is really good too though. I would say though, to test it, get the ink running on a separate sheet of paper and then apply it over the pencil, because other than that sometimes it might not show up or it might be skipping, and you definitely don't want that. So I always just a couple times I would always just go back to a regular piece of paper and run my pen over it, and just to make sure that the ink was flowing. And as you see here, I went and grabbed my pencil again, and I'm once again just trying to deepen up those shadows. And here we go again with the B pencil. I am going to do a shade over the actual teeth. It's kind of going in a diagonal, just as how the shadow was looking on the reference, but there is going to be a base over all of the teeth. And then I'll take my color pencil, and in the gaps I am going to completely darken those up. So yes, this is why you'll want something that's deep. Like I said, I use a black color pencil, but if you have a charcoal or graphite pencil that gets deeper, you could use that as well. But I was glad that this really popped really good against this. So now at this point, I'm just adding a little bit more shadows to the teeth that are in the corner that are barely visible, and more shadows of where it's under the lip. And then I just blend out those little areas, not the whole tooth, but just in the spots where there's shadows. And then I'm taking my eraser and doing some little up and down lines to kind of mimic the ridges that you see in your actual, real teeth, because it is a bone and it has texture. So I'm trying to do that. Somehow my straight line started curving, but it was okay. I didn't stress over it much. And then once again, you see me going in with this color pencil because I'm just once again trying to deepen things up as best as I can. And it's for the most part, it's coming together. And yeah, outside of some last finishing touches, that would be my realistic lips. I'll go clean it up with my eraser, and I'm done. I can say in person it definitely does look deeper than what you're probably seeing on camera, and I'll just go ahead and sign it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to get a little bit better at my art in the future, and I hope you guys will stick around to see that. Bye.